Hey everybody, and welcome to this Microsoft Flight Sim video. Today I'm going to be going through some of my favourite general aviation aircraft, in particular the single-engined ones. Now most of these are going to be payware add-ons you can get. There's one freeware modification you can do, and most of them are pretty much on the PC. However, they're slowly but surely starting to find their way onto the official marketplace, so you can use them on the console as well. Now, I won't be naming my absolute favourite, that's a video for another day, but as we're approaching the holiday season, maybe you're considering picking up another add-on and you're not quite sure which one it's going to be. So I hope this video will help you in that process. So without further delay, let's get started. So we'll start off with Just Flight, and here we have the Just Flight PA28R Turbo based on the Arrow 3. Now Just Flight have released two packages that you can pick up. You can pick up the Arrow 3, which is the standard version, or you can pick up the Arrow 3 and 4 Turbo version. I do like the Turbo one a little bit more, it just gives you that extra bit of oomph if and when you need it. But as you can see, the modelling, the texture work, the use of PBR, it sounds incredible. The flight model here is on point, and Just Flight have done a great job keeping these aircraft up to date with all the updates we get from Microsoft Flight Sim. They've had 7 or 8 patches so far. Really good. They're constantly working on their aircraft, and that's a sure sign from any developer who are spending that much time keeping their aircraft current. So staying with Just Flight, we have a look at their PA28 Warrior 2. This one being a lot slower, less range and less service ceiling than the Arrows, and it also has a fixed landing gear. Now something that's very handy, in your EFB from Just Flight you can select to have the wheel fairings on or off. It just gives it that kind of ground school or pilot school look. The Warrior 2, it's another fantastic aircraft from Just Flight. It looks, sounds and flies really well. It's been constantly patched and updated in line with Microsoft Flight Sim as well. And a buddy of mine who flies this in the real world says that this is as close as you can get to flying the real thing. It's the best simulation he's ever seen of a PA28 Warrior. One of my absolute favourites in the sim as well, particularly if I want to go that little bit slower. The Warrior 2 is an incredible aircraft.
Next up we have a Beechcraft. It's the H35 Bonanza
based on the V-tail model. This is from BRsim Designs. It's their second release of a Bonanza type model, the first one being the Debonair. I prefer the V-tail. I think it's nicer, it's more interesting. It looks and sounds fantastic. A lot of features built into it as well, and it's highly polished. Again, this is just an amazing aircraft to go exploring around in the world. Interesting aircraft, as I said. The early implementation of the V-tail, there wasn't an awful lot of these built, but I think BRsim have done a fantastic job replicating what this aircraft is all about, and it is a lot of fun to fly. Next up, we're going to have a look at a freeware mod. This is based on the default Asobo Cessna 152, and it's from JPLogistics. Essentially, it adds a ton of functionality to the default Cessna 152. You can open and close your doors, it has a better flight model, there's more functionality of the aircraft itself. Now, it's only available on the PC, but this really does bring an extra level of fidelity to the Cessna 152, which is already great, I think. I mean, the default one is fine, but this one just improves it on so many levels. It's a lot of fun. I've an absolute joy flying this 152. If you're into the Cessnas, this is definitely a modification you want to pick up. Next up, we have a look at the Scottish Aviation Bulldog. This one is from BlackBox Simulations. It's fairly new, it was only released a couple of weeks ago. This flies so well, it's an absolute joy to fly. It's a very famous aircraft, in particular with the RAF used as their primary flight instruction airplane. It was replaced by the Grob, but I think BlackBox Simulations have done such a really good job at bringing this thing to life. And as I said, it flies so well, it sounds great, and it looks amazing. Next up, we take a look at a Pilatus PC6 Porter. Now there's a few of these in the sim, Asobo brought out their own, but the one I'm going to focus on is the one from MILVIZ. It just offers more functionality, and I think it's a little bit better. It includes a Tundra model. They're also working on an amphibious one as well. They have a really nice loading manager. The EFB is sweet, the aircraft sounds, and how it handles, I really like this one. This is an outstanding aircraft to go bush flying in, and it has a number of liveries as well. MILVIZ, I think, have done an incredible job with this one. It's available over on the PC. I do tend to fly this quite a bit because it has very unique characteristics. Very popular with the parachuting people. It also has like a diving brake built into it. So a very interesting aircraft. We are spoiled for choice. I think there's a third one in development as well, but for me it's got to be the MILVIZ version. So there we have it. I hope you guys found this video somewhat helpful. They're my favourite GA single-engined aircraft. Now I know there's a ton more coming, but I hope to do a few more of these videos over the next couple of days. As I said, we're approaching the holiday season and maybe there's a few aircraft you want to pick up. So if you agree with this list, or you think I forgot anything, or you have any comments, do drop them in the comment section below. I do read them. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. Right, that's it for me. I'm away now, but I'll see you all really soon. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.